Yes, West Ham Network. It's Holly, and today we are going to be running it all the way back to the start of the season when you made your predictions about how this season was going to go. We're going to look at how they actually compared to what ended up happening. It's going to be a fun one. There's a lot to discuss and unpack in this one, kind of like a counselling session. Let's go. Yes, West Ham Network. So it's Holly. Before we get started, if you have a second, please hit that thumbs up button and leave a comment below to support the channel. So we're bringing it all the way back to the start of the season when I asked you for your predictions on all sorts, from top goal scorer to yellow cards to mad things that were going to happen this season. In terms of mad things that happened, certainly delivered. But a lot of our predictions were actually really far out because we had quite high hopes, didn't we, really, at the beginning of the season. So what we're going to be doing is running through the different points of what we thought was going to happen and just having a little chat, unpacking a little bit. So without further ado, we're going to jump straight into it. The first question that I asked was who was going to be top goal scorer. It's a black and white question. It's pretty simple. It's not one that's open to interpretation. A lot of you actually predicted this one correctly, and it is, of course, Jarrod Bowen. He got 13 goals in all competitions and 9 assists. We had a fair few that hoped that it might be Füllkrug, but there was obviously a lot of question marks over whether or not Füllkrug was the right striker for us at the time. I'd certainly hoped that he would do brilliantly, but Bowen has bagged us the most goals, and therefore he wins this award. We're going to do the synth every single time that there is a slight change. Excuse the baby monitor. We're going to turn that off for a second. Turn the volume off. I'm not a horrific mum. I promise. It was car doors closing that sent it off. So Hammer of the Year is number 2. So this was Wan-Bissaka, and it was very, very well deserved. So Wan-Bissaka came to us with very big question marks. Even my United friends, in a similar way to what we had with Craig Dawson, my Watford friends were like, "Oh, thank goodness you've taken him. We're glad to get rid of him, get him off our wages." He came with big question marks over his ability to attack and his ability to defend, which is very problematic for a defensive player that you're hoping will get up the wing. But he proved those doubters wrong with every single performance of the season. I can't really think of any times that he let us down. I can't think of any bad performances that he had. He was consistent. He's been exciting. He has played a huge part in our ability to get any intensity at times. And if I think we had players around him that could also play really well alongside him, I think we'd have actually been looking at a very different season because we would have been so dangerous down that wing. Bowen was fairly close to Hammer of the Year in terms of Premier League performances. He got 12 goals and 7 assists in 33 league games in a terrible team, which of course is very, very good. But still, Wan-Bissaka brought so much energy to a lackluster squad this season. So in my opinion, Hammer of the Year is definitely deserved by him. Well done, Aaron Wan-Bissaka. The next one is the most cards. It's no surprise. It's Lucas Paqueta with 10. Souček followed closely with 8 yellow cards, and Alvarez gets an honourable mention. We've known that he's always loved the card. 7 yellows and 2 red cards, which were both second yellows. So, yes, those were our most red cards. We asked which Premier League position you thought that we would finish. We currently sit 15th. We could finish anywhere between 14th and 17th, which is obviously a decent range, but it isn't what we wanted at the start of the season. We definitely got far higher hopes at the beginning of the season, where we thought that we were really just about to really kick off, pushing on to the next level. Almost every single prediction put us somewhere in the top half. And a decent number of people thought that it would be between 4th and 7th. Obviously, that didn't turn out to be the case. But looking at our performances, it's almost lucky that we got the points that we did. So we weren't battling relegation. But we've got a long, long way to go to be able to expect a first top half finish next season. But we'll see what we can do because I'm still keeping the faith. Now, I told you, carrying on with the synth, every single question. The next question was, are we going to get back into Europe? Simply put, no, we're not. As you can see by our ability to finish anywhere between 14th and 17th this season, we aren't even close, unfortunately. But it's not all doom and gloom, because we know that we need this really big rebuild now, and it's going to have to start this summer, and next season is going to be where we can probably really judge where we are with everything under Potter, all of these things that hopefully will start working together, as opposed to everything feeling separate, disjointed, and scary. But simply put, we won't be getting back into Europe this season, but I hope that we will be contending for Europe in the coming seasons, so we don't just have that one really good Conference League season and then just sort of drop back into the depths of the Premier League battling relegation, because we do not want to be doing that. We asked, how are we going to do in the FA Cup? So we lost 2-1 to Aston Villa in Potter's first game. That was in the third round, which is the round that we joined in, because all Premier League clubs enter at the third round. So the FA Cup was not one that favoured us this season. Then, how did we do in the League Cup? We lost 5-1 to Liverpool away in September in the fourth round of the League Cup. We entered at third round, beat Bournemouth 1-0, and then, went out to Liverpool. So we didn't get very far in that either, to be honest. Obviously, getting Liverpool's always going to be a challenging one. But as is our season, there weren't too many positives to take from things. I would have absolutely loved a cup run. And a lot of you as well in the comments thought that we might do well with one of the cups. With a fair number of predictions saying final, semi-final, but it wasn't to be, unfortunately. It just really adds something, doesn't it? Even to a bad season, when you've got either European football to watch and you're not solely invested in the Premier League, or you've got cups or something to watch and just get that excitement back and that thrill about football of the what can we do today? Because I feel like when you're just somewhere around 16th and you're like, we can't really go up, we can't really go down, we're just in this area, it's really hard to get motivated. And I'm sure loads of you have also found the same. Let me know in the comments if you haven't, and I'm just a weird one, but I found it difficult this season to be excited that a game's coming up, or to want to get too involved in conversations and debates, because all of it's a little bit depressing, isn't it? And that's not necessarily after you've just been battered and your weekend's like, suddenly it's not necessarily something you want to spend more time doing, is it? But that's why we appreciate you guys, the heroes, watching West Ham Network content, because you still want to get more of the West Ham news. You still want to talk about the club. Die-hard fans, absolute die-hard fans. Now, the question of most improved player. I've actually struggled a lot with this one, because I've seen quite the opposite, with a lot of players sort of underperforming. If you could do an award for the most unimproved player, we'd probably have quite a few contenders, actually. Skulls is the only player that I can say that we've really seen improve. It's been tough to think of anybody that has got better as the season's gone on, but Wan-Bissaka obviously did well all season. Otherwise, really struggled. Not a single player I can say like, oh yeah, look how far they've come or what they've managed to do. We also asked for your random predictions. So you had predictions including Areola scoring a goal. You had West Ham winning a game by 5 goals, us taking control of the stadium, a hat-trick from a player, winning by more than 5 goals, winning with 5 goals or something, can't even remember now, and us getting a new investor. Unfortunately, though, none of those actually played out. But we had some very good guesses and they were thoroughly entertaining. So that's definitely one we're going to do in next season's predictions. For the number of January signings, and actually a fair few of you predicted this correctly. It was 1. We were obviously keen to bring in new players, strengthen our squad, but it's also next to impossible to pay a fair price. Can't speak. A fair price for anybody that's actually talented and is actually going to bring something to your team in January, unless they're massively overinflated in terms of cost. So we brought in Evan Ferguson. He's played a total of 151 minutes in 8 games. So uninspiring. However, summer is coming. This has to save us. It really has to. There you have it. Those were the outcomes of the predictions that you made 9 months ago. it's safe to say that the season hasn't really played out how many of us thought that it might. We were expecting the rebuild to really sort of kick off. We thought that we could kick up to the next level again. But it's obviously become more apparent as the season has gone on that we need to invest a lot this summer and almost start from scratch next season. So Potter's going to have a huge job ahead of him, but I'm not giving up hope. I am not. I refuse. Whatever happens at West Ham, I'll never give up hope. It's almost the end of the season. We're going to get the chance to go again. We've got players that are underperforming, which means that if we can get them performing, then it's almost like new signings. We've got a lot of wiggle room in terms of who we get rid of that is underperforming or that is, contracts coming to an end, all of that stuff. And yeah, we just need to bring in some new players that are going to fit our system and most importantly, give 100%, run their socks off for the club and then give them a strong pre-season. Go from there. And here is to a better season in 25-26. Hopefully, we're going to be doing, well, I will be doing these predictions before the start of next season, but hopefully in a year after that, we will be talking about how we were pleasantly surprised and how things went amazingly. So stay tuned and let's see how close we can get next year. But that is all from me for now. But tune in at 5 p.m. I'm going to be running through your Hammers headlines. Like I said, appreciate each and every one of you for always tuning in, however good, bad or ugly things are at West Ham. If you haven't already, hit the thumbs up. We're going to have loads and loads and loads of fun content coming out even after the season ends as well. So don't disappear. We will be here with your updates, your debates. We're going to have fan chats. We're going to have all sorts. So stay tuned. We've got fun stuff coming. But have a brilliant day. Thank you so much as always for watching. Appreciate each and every one of you. If you're new around here, hit that subscribe button so we can see you again, or you can see us again. And until next time, have a great day. Come on, you Irons. Irons.